The NBA season just ended and free agency just begun, but yet the Thunder are already among favorites to win the 2024-2025 NBA championship next season. And this is because of all the hype around their young core that they have and the $33 million in cap space that they have to go sign a big name that can make the adjustments we need to that were glaring issues, and one of the reasons we didn't make it to the finals this year, and that is rebounding and the big man struggles. But yet we're going to look at what we have as of now and why that's the reason teams are already scared of the Thunder going in the next season. What up? It's Bryson Akins with another Thunder Digest video for you guys today. Before we get all this though, I have a long-term goal set by the end of August when I go back to college. I have to leave Oklahoma, unfortunately, that we can hit 2,000 subs. So I just want to go ahead, have that set out there. We're already almost at 1,200. I think we can hit 2,000 by the end of August. So if you guys enjoyed the content, you find yourself coming back on a regular basis, hit the subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get into the video and I can show you guys what I'm talking about here and why the Thunder are already favorites to go out there and win the title this year. And some of that is because of how we played on a team and our dynamic duo that we have of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and J-Dub, Jalen Williams out there. And it also helps to have guys like Chet Holmgren holding it down low, who had a great rookie year. Dort, who's one of the best defensive players in the league. Josh Giddey, who's an amazing playmaking mind. We also have a deep bench as well of Cason Wallace, turning into one of the best perimeter defenders in the league already in his young career. Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, great offensive options. Jay Will, a team player, team guy out there coming off the bench. It's just, we're missing this one more piece that we kind of need with our squad, and that's either going to be Nicholas Claxton or Isaiah Hartenstein. I feel like those are the guys that we're definitely going to go out there and target that will help us turn into a championship winning team. But first, I want to go ahead and show you guys the odds that we have set here, show you what I mean. All right, so this is an article from Bleacher Report written by Timothy Rapp. This is just highlighting the odds. These are all from FanDuel Sportbooks, but the Boston Celtics at plus 300 are the favorites to defend their championship. Behind them, atop the title odds, come the Denver Nuggets at plus 750, Timberwolves at plus 850, Mavericks at plus 900, and then we're tied with the Bucks at plus 1,000. And so that gives us what? Tied fifth best odds to win the title, and then we have the 76ers and Knicks right behind us at plus 1,600. So as you can see there are, some of these teams don't surprise me at all. Now, I would say yes, even though the Timberwolves and Mavericks made it farther than us, I would like to see us, above them or even, with the same odds as the Timberwolves and Mavericks, just because, I feel like no matter what, our team's going to get better because we don't have to give anyone up. We can only add. All right? It's not like we're, losing anyone that is of key importance in free agency this offseason. We're not. We can just add on to this team. We were young too, so we're just going to constantly get better. Whereas with the Mavericks and Timberwolves, all their guys are, slowly getting out of their prime. You have Kyrie Irving, who's going to be 33, all right, who is slowly, going off a little bit. He didn't have a great finals run there. He had some great games in the playoffs. He was a great player this season. He just, kind of fell off in the finals there, succumbed to a little bit of pressure. And then the Timberwolves, you have Rudy Gobert and, Karl Anthony Towns, who are guys I wouldn't be surprised if they end up trading away this offseason. There's already been a few rumors out there where they might already be trying to part ways with them, especially since they're getting so far along in their careers and they're not the players that they quite used to be, especially Karl Anthony Towns. He wasn't this guy that everyone thought he was going to be. Everyone thought Cat was going to be the best center in the league for years to come, when really he's been lackluster in my opinion. And that's why I feel like we should have the same odds as them, all right? Yes, there's still questions about our age, all right, what we bring to the table. However, I feel like we should have the same odds as them at plus like 850 or plus 900, all right, tied third with those two other teams. However, we're still among favorites, all right? I feel like as the season progresses and as free agency ends, we have potential to be, the second best, have the second best odds to win the title. And some of that is because of the players that we have on this team. When you look at this, all right, first off, at our MVP candidate, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, averaging 30 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, 6 assists, block, 2 steals per game, 2 turnovers, 53% from the field, and 35% from behind the arc. He shot 50% on corner threes, 36% of his threes are assisted, and he doesn't really take a lot of three-pointers as well, though. All right, only 18% of his shots are threes. He's a drive and draw foul guy, or pull up for the mid-range. Right, a little dribble move, hesitation, boom, mid-range jump shot. 25 years old. He's still young. He's about to be 26, and he's 6'6". As a point guard, he has great size. And then you have his kind of, I don't want to say sidekick, but his his second in command. All right, his guy, his guy here, J-Dub, Jalen Williams, 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists, half a block, 1 steal per game, less than 2 turnovers, 54% from the field, and 42% from behind the 3-point line. He's 6'5", 23 years old. All right, so he is a little bit smaller. I feel like he's taller than 6'5", though. This has to be wrong. I felt like he's like 6'7", 6'8". If I might be mistaken there. He might be shorter than I thought, but I could have swore he was 6'7" or 6'8". Anyways, shot 52% on corner threes. 74% of his threes are assisted, and 24% of all his shots are threes. He kind of has a similar game to SGA, where he's not necessarily, going to always shoot the 3 ball. Now, he will make them, all right? He is efficient from behind the arc, going 42%. However, his game is more of the mid-range and driving in, all right? That's more of his game right there. And so we have a very, very solid team, especially those 2 guys right there. Not to mention Chet Holmgren wasn't included right there either. All right, Chet had a great rookie year. Dort was having a good year as well. I believe he averaged 12 points a game. Like, he's one of the best defensive players in the league. Our bench played well. Josh Giddey had a little tough stretch there, but at the end of the season, he started picking it up. Against the series against the Pelicans, he played very well. Against the Mavericks, he was lackluster, but when he came off the bench, he played a lot better. All right, so that was definitely a plus to see from him, as sometimes there are teams you match up better coming off the bench instead of a starter. That's just the cold, hard truth, all right? And there's no shame against that. I just felt like he did, and he proved that when he came off the bench there. Anyways, and also, speaking of our bench, those guys I was talking about there, I believe we were one of the deeper teams in the NBA, and all these guys are only going to get older. Those guys I mentioned there, the 4 guys that we had coming off the bench, making us 9 men deep, they were all young. I think highest guy that we had there, he was going in his 4th year of NBA play, 4th or 5th year, something like that. So we have guys that are still young and developing, entering their prime. And also where we ranked among teams as well, when you look at this right here, all right, here's our team stats for like scoring and all that, all right? So scoring, all right, points per game, 120 points a game, 3rd overall in the league. All right, shooting percentage, just at 50%, tied 2nd in the league. Assists, 27, 11th overall. We had 694 steals as a team, and 538 blocks. That, in my mind, is crazy. The only glaring issue that you can see here is the rebounding, of course, and that is something that we know, we know it was an issue this year, all right? We saw it in the playoffs, even in the regular season. Some games that we lost was because we weren't big. We didn't have a ton of size on our team. 42 rebounds a game. We want to see that get closer to 50, all right? Realistically, 50 rebounds a game, I feel like that puts us in a good spot to compete, all right? Allows us, 2 more offensive boards a game and 6 more defensive boards. I feel like that helps us out a ton. And then, all right, we're going to go ahead and go into the next part here. That really glares out and, shows me what we really did well as a team. What's the 3-point shooting, all right? You look at all this. We were 1st in the league with our 3-point field goal percentage, all right? We shot the 3 ball best out of the entire league, just at 39%. Celtics right below us. Now, it was a very close race between all these top 5 teams, as you can see there. Suns at 5th, 38.2. Pels, 38.3 at 4th. Timberwolves, 38.7 at 3rd place. Celtics at 38.8. They just won the title at 2nd. Then there we are, 38.9. However, something that goes kind of stands out to me, all right? You look at the 3-point field goals made, all right? We made over 1,000. There are some teams that are just shooting the ball more than us. That's why we're such an efficient team, is because we don't force shots. A lot of these teams, they rely on their superstars to force their shots, such as the Celtics. You'll see that. They have 2 clear-cut guys that are all-stars, MVP candidate caliber players, with Jaylen Brown, who won Finals MVP, and Jason Tatum, who a lot of people believe he should have been an MVP candidate as well, finished top 5, and a lot of people believe that. And so as you can see there, I'm just watching them play as well. You're going to see them take majority of the shots. Whereas with our guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he may take 20 shots a game and still get 30 points because he's taking efficient shots that he knows he has a high chance of making. I feel like that's what separates us from the rest of the NBA. Instead of having our superstars take all these insane shots and kind of force these shots up and feel like they have to make it, we can rely on one each other, and we know, okay, I'm only going to take this shot if I know I have a high percentage chance of making it. The only time you see us chuck up a shot is when the shot clock is winding down and we absolutely need to get something going. I feel like that is why so many teams, kind of are, I don't want to say scared, but are cautious when they play us, because they know we're not going to take our, we're not going to force anything. We're not going to play fast. We will take as much of the shot clock as we can to get the shot we want. And they know that. We don't succumb to pressure of defense or anything. We don't feel like we're not going to turn the ball over when we have a bunch of pressure in our face, when we're trying to create a shot opportunity, getting double teamed. We take our time, we find the open man, and we take the high percentage shots that we can. I feel like that's why we're the best three-point shooting team in the league, is because we're not forcing these deep three balls, all right? Yeah, we weren't taking as many as the rest of the league. However, this is where I kind of stand out here. We were taking the shots we knew we had a good chance of making. And that's what makes us a scary team. And especially if we can upgrade our rebounding wise, I feel like our points per game, just because of that, can increase to 130. Yes, it's only 2 offensive boards and maybe 6, defensive boards if we add in a guy like Hartenstein Claxton. However, defensively, it's going to help us out. And just those 8 extra boards can lead into 8 extra buckets on the other end. All right? So that's why I kind of have, that's why I think the Thunder are one of the scariest teams going into the next season, and why a lot of teams are going to be looking out for the Thunder heading into the next season. That's why our odds to win the title are so high, and after free agency, we could even potentially have the best odds to win the title and be the team to beat going into next season. But that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think the Thunder are actually going to be legit contenders, or do you guys think it's going to take one more year to kind of develop before we can finally win a title? Because I think our chance when our window opens up is next season. I think we can absolutely win the 2025 NBA championship. But that's all I got for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.